I'm not what you'd call a hardcore runner, but I like to keep myself in decent shape. Most nights, my friend Jay and I would jog the loops around my neighborhood well-lit streets. Quiet houses, nothing to worry about. At least, that's what we thought before the night we stopped running there for good. We'd been doing it for months, always the same route, same time, just enjoying the rhythm of our feet against the pavement. Nothing unusual ever happened, and I started to think it was just another part of our routine. The neighborhood is basically a figure eight, a main road with a few side roads that all feed back into it. At the far end, the asphalt turns into a dirt path that slips between farms and bigger properties, then disappears into trees. That dirt path was always our bonus mile. If we felt strong, we'd push a little farther into the dark and turn back before it got too creepy. The path always felt safe, as if it belonged to us, but now I realize it was that very sense of comfort that had been the most dangerous part. Little did we know that night would make us rethink everything we thought we knew about our neighborhood. That night, we left my driveway laughing about dumb high school drama and cut through a short wooded path that connects to one of the side roads. It's a common shortcut runners, dog walkers, kids on bikes. We didn't even slow down when we heard footsteps behind us. Jay and I often joked that we never ran alone, but now, hearing those footsteps echo ours, I couldn't shake the feeling that something else was out there. It wasn't just someone else running, it felt too deliberate, too precise. Every footfall matched ours, almost like it was waiting for the perfect moment to catch up. Except these footsteps matched us too perfectly. When we sped up, they did. When we eased down to a jog, they softened right along with us. I glanced back once, nothing but mist and branches. Jay just smirked and said, "Relax, Shadow Runner." But even as we joked, I couldn't ignore the unease creeping up on me. It wasn't normal for someone to keep pace like that without trying to pass. A part of me wanted to stop and confront whatever was behind us, but another part of me just kept running, hoping it would be over soon. Jay was laughing, but there was something in his voice that told me he wasn't as confident as he appeared. We popped out onto the street and checked again. No one. The two of us traded a weird look, shrugged it off, and kept going. By then, we were feeling good, so we took the main road all the way to the dirt path. Out there, the streetlights vanish, and the trees lean in close, like they're listening. Our shoes thudded on packed earth, the sound swallowed by the dark. Still, we couldn't shake the feeling that someone or something was following, waiting for the right moment to step out of the shadows. The night air was heavy, thick with anticipation, and I could feel the hairs on the back of my neck stand up as the trees whispered with the wind. A mile in, we decided to turn back. As I pivoted, something slipped between two trunks on the left, just a smear of motion and a hint of black. I told Jay I'd seen someone duck into the trees ahead of us, right where we had to go. He rolled his eyes. "You're seeing things, come on." But I couldn't shake the image of the figure darting away in the woods. It wasn't just a shadow, it was too fast, too deliberate. My gut twisted, and I could feel my pulse quicken, but I didn't argue with him. After all, it was just a trick of the mind, right? Or at least, that's what I kept telling myself. We ran. The spot where I thought I'd seen the shape passed. Under our feet with nothing but wind and the steady cadence of breath. Relief started to loosen the knot in my chest, till a rustle whispered from behind us. We both turned, and there it was, a figure standing in the middle of the dirt road, frozen, as if waiting for us. Jay called out, "Hey man, what are you?" He cut off when the person started laughing. The laugh was wrong. It was high-pitched, cruel, like something you'd hear in your nightmares. My blood turned cold. The figure didn't move, didn't speak, just stood there, laughing in that twisted way. There, about 20 feet back, stood a figure in the center of the dirt road, facing away from us. Black hoodie, ripped khaki pants, filthy and frayed. Black shoes sunk slightly into dust. Jay called out, "What the hell are you doing?" But before he could finish, the laughter grew louder, almost maniacal, reverberating in the empty night air. The figure turned slowly, its head snapping toward us. The laughter stopped as abruptly as it had started. A chill ran down my spine. The eyes that locked onto mine were wide, pale, empty. And then, just as quickly, we ran. It was as if the darkness had swallowed all the sound around us. I could only hear my heartbeat thundering in my ears. Jay and I exchanged one last look before sprinting faster than we had ever run in our lives. The world blurred around us, every shadow in the corner of my vision turning into something more sinister. We raced back down the path, the terrible laughter echoing behind us, pushing us faster. It was like a nightmare, where no matter how fast you ran, the terror was always right on your heels. Our breath was ragged, our legs burning, but we couldn't stop. Every step felt like a step closer to the abyss that was closing in behind us. We tore back toward the main road, our footfalls hammering the dirt. The laugh floated after us once, twice close enough to feel it on the back of my neck. I didn't look. I kept my eyes pinned to the slice of road that meant safety, arms pumping like my life depended on it. Maybe it did. When we hit the main road, we didn't slow down. We hit the pavement, and the cold night air stung our lungs as we pushed ourselves to the limit. We finally made it to my driveway, hearts still racing, but it wasn't over. I heard that laugh again in my head, even after we reached the door. It had become a part of me. When the pavement finally appeared, I tasted metal in my mouth. We didn't slow down. We hit the main road and exploded into a dead sprint. 2 miles of blind, stumbling speed. Houses blurred past. Mailboxes flashed by like metronomes. I only looked once, when the sound of someone skittered across gravel in the dark behind us. Nothing there. Or maybe there was, and I just didn't want to see it. I didn't care anymore. I just wanted to get inside. The door slammed behind me, and I locked it, shutting out whatever had followed us, hoping it would stay out there in the dark. We slammed through my backyard gate, across the patio, and into the house. I doubled over and lost whatever was left in my stomach, hands shaking so hard I could barely punch the lock on the door. We killed the garage openers, checked every latch, turned off every light except the kitchen. For a full minute we just stood there, gulping air, listening. Silence. It wasn't relief I felt. It was the heavy, electric quiet of a storm that hasn't decided whether to hit you or pass you by. The darkness felt like it was creeping in, waiting for us to make the wrong move. Jay finally said, "What was that?" I didn't have an answer. Someone messing with us. I tried. It didn't sound right. People who mess with you want a reaction. They step out, they shout. They don't match your footsteps in the trees and laugh like a broken toy when you finally turn around. They don't stare like they're studying how you'll run. And they sure don't wait for you to catch your breath, only to start following you again. We sat at the kitchen table with 2 glasses of water we never touched. Every now and then, one of us would flinch at a house noise air vents, old pipes would settling. All the familiar sounds felt unfamiliar, like the laugh had gotten inside them somehow. Eventually, Jay said he had to go. I walked him to the front door, every nerve in my body braced for the sight of a black hoodie in the yard. There was nothing but our quiet street and the soft glow of the nearest street lamp. He jogged across to his place, looking over his shoulder, twice the way we used to joke about. The door shut behind him, and I was alone. I made another round of the locks. I shut the curtains. I told myself to take a shower, brush my teeth, pretend things were normal. Instead, I sat on the edge of my bed with my running shoes still on and stared at the hallway, waiting for a shadow that didn't come. Sleep found me in thin, twitching pieces. When my alarm went off the next morning, I felt like I'd run all night. Jay texted, "You good?" I texted back, "Yeah." Then, never at night again. We've kept that promise. We run during daylight now, where laughter is just a sound people make, and footsteps belong to the runners you can see. Sometimes we pass the mouth of the dirt path, and I'll feel that old urge to go a little farther, to chase the quiet because it feels like strength. Then I remember the face turning in the dark, and the laugh that didn't belong to anything human, and the urge goes away. I'll never run that path at night again. If you run at night, stay where the light can find you. Bring someone who will look you in the eye when it's time to sprint, and won't ask questions until you're safe. And if the footsteps behind you match yours too perfectly, don't wait for them to catch up. Some nights, the shadows aren't empty. Some nights, they're waiting.